What did you say?
Ask me, is that cheese fondue?
Is that a cheese fondue place?
Oh my god, I think it is. That's fondue là. We are Rich, Jen and Dexter, a family who loves to travel and film what we get up to, and hopefully give you some handy travel tips along the way. In this vlog series we are exploring Belgium, specifically Brussels, Bruges, Ghent and Antwerp, nosing around their fairy tale like streets and probably eating a shed load of sweet treats along the way. So after a 2 AM start on a flight from Manchester Airport, we're here in Brussels for the start of our trip. So, welcome to Brussels. This is where we're starting our trip. We're just in the Grand Place, which is the main square. We're just going to have a little walk around, get our bearings and hopefully have some snacks because we've not had any food for ages. So we're going to go and get a waffle, I think. So what's our first snack on the list?
A waffle. Apparently there's 2 types of waffles.
What are they?
I don't know. I think it's like the shape of them.
Right, okay.
But these ones are good because they put the filling inside.
Right, okay.
Rather than like, so you can eat it clean.
Let's have a look. Ooh, so I don't know whether this is a stuffed one.
No, it isn't. So
no, it isn't. It's just got like loads of.
It's the syrup. So
syrup.
the chocolate ones are stuffed.
So this isn't a stuffed one. I think
we were getting
the breakdown in communication. So we just got like a caramel one.
So it's caramel. I'm assuming it's just plain, whatever flavour waffle is, and then.
Oh yes.
I don't know if I've ever had a waffle before.
You've never had a waffle?
I have, but I'd never ever order a waffle.
Dexter approves of the waffles, don't you, mate? So I've just seen an old woman eating a waffle and I thought that was dead funny because I don't even know if you saw a person in the UK, an old woman walking having a snack, what would she be eating?
Fish and chips or a scone on the go.
Really? That cliche? I actually can't think, but I just thought it was funny. Some old woman just snaffling. I was trying to avoid saying noshing, but noshing on a waffle. We've just seen this cool chocolate shop and Jen wants to go in because the man's dressed like...
What's the town in Chitty Bang Bang called? That's what I'm thinking of.
He's dressed like he lives in a place that has no children.
What's it called?
And as a child. So what you may not know is Belgium's quite famous for its comic books and specifically the Smurf characters. So, and Tintin as well. So we're going to buy Dexter a Smurf. So we just stopped off at the Sister, which is sort of like a bar, cafe kind of place. We've got this little beer tasting platter, which was €10, and it goes from like sweet to dark.
So what one? That's the fruity one.
Fruity.
Nice.
Mummy's having the fruity beer now. Jen is not a beer drinker. How nice is that?
What flavour is that? Like a cherry?
Oh my god, you're delirious. You're so drunk.
Yeah, it's like a... And then you can taste the beer and then like the cherry.
This has just arrived. We just got another waffle, a black and white, which is dark chocolate and white chocolate. Which looks like it's going to make a mess.
Yeah. See what you think of this one? What is it like in comparison to the one we had?
Completely different, and I reckon that's like a cheap waffle.
Do you reckon?
A bit like when we went to Venice and there's loads of like cheap tourist trap places.
Do you reckon? Naughty.
Naughty. Have a little bit. Put it off for you. There you go.
Dexter likes some.
Is Dex going to have some?
Can you have some? Can you have it?
Oh, well. Oh, Dexter does not approve. Cheap waffle. We just got waffled.
I know what it tastes like.
Porridge. Oh, I don't want it now. Just for context, that costs as much as that.
Really?
Yep.
Porridge maybe.
Do you know what I mean? Like, I feel
basically, like when we went to Venice, they trap all the tourists by making like a lot of the places make box standard like pasta and stuff. I think they do this. in Brussels with the waffles. Sneaky places basically just doing rubbish waffles. This might be like a gourmet waffle place and we don't know real waffles. But I'm still eating it because I'm very hungry.
Saying that they have they do, but very little low curbs.
Low curbs.
When you're trying to cross the road fast, you can't just wheel onto the path.
Here it is. Dog und slash. Hello. How would you describe Brussels?
A mix between Prague and London. In terms of like the artsy bits of Prague, so like all the statues and the quirkiness of Prague, but then the busyness and the spread out attractions of like London.
So we're here at the Manneken Pis, however you want to say that. There it is. Which they dress up year round. So it's dressed
I don't know what that is.
in nights wear. Very busy here. I mean, it's a little bit off the beaten track, probably like 15 minutes out, but it's still like, it's kind of
popular,
like, yeah.
As we're looking here, you can buy statues of it as well.
Oh yeah.
Should we buy someone a statue of it?
Get one for the jardin. Did I say garden?
Yeah.
I'm French.
Classy.
French? Classy. Ask me, is that cheese fondue?
Is that a cheese fondue place?
Oh my god. I think it is. That's fondue là. Restaurant.
It's closed.
It's closed. That's the end of that. More like fondue. So we've just been to this place, Shop and Go. We were after a bottle of Coke, so that was handy for that. They also had like a deli in there, so I think that might be one of their like local chains. So if you're after like an Asda or a Tesco, Shop and Go.
So aside to waffles and chocolate being famous in Belgium, frites, so French fries, are a thing. Like there's a Frites museum and there's just lots of signs advertising. So we've just decided to get our first portion. So it's called Chez Papy and it says Belgian frites. So it's just gone inside. Oh, so you don't go inside, you order outside. But it's like $3.40 for like a cone of frites. So we're gonna give them a try to tie us over before we go to Hard Rock for our tea later.
Special? Yeah.
So this is the special frites, so it's onions, mayo and ketchup.
Well, there's some chips in there as well. That's a lot of onion, isn't it?
Nice.
Nice, with just chips, isn't it?
It's just chips, onion, ketchup, mayo. No, it's nice. I get it again.
Yeah. Aw, ugly face. So we've come to the Comics Museum and just outside there's a big Smurf statue, which Dexter's enjoying, but he's not enjoying having his hands like he's had some of our chips. And this is it. A museum for comics. So there's loads of Smurfs things and also lots of Tintin things. And we'll see what else. So I think this museum's like specifically about Belgium-based artists and comics, and then it just kind of goes off into like a general history on comics. It's like Marvel and DC. So the comic museum we just went to, it's not the comic art museum, which is like the main one, and it was €13 each for an adult. The baby was free, so €26 just to get in. Most of it was in French, and we're not exactly comic fans. We didn't really read it. It was mostly just for the baby to have a run around and see some colourful things. Yeah, just keep that in mind if you want to bring kids anyway.
Oh, so Brussels isn't the most pram friendly, having to carry the pram up steps. So we've come to a park because we promised Dexter a little run round because he's been amazing in the pram all day. It's called Parc de Brussels. See how much running time you can get out of the little man. In this park there's two like bar areas, one there and then there's one over that side as well. Yeah, it's really pretty. Very New York-esque, this park.
So this is a Kiosk Radio bar just in the Brussels Park. I ordered like a large, this was like €5. So this is crystal beer, which I've never heard of, but I'm assuming it's Belgian.
Yeah.
And you can keep this if you want.
Oh really? I
Or you
love
can
a
take it back and get a euro back with euro deposit. Keep it.
I love a smoothie like that.
This reminds me of the plastic cup we got from Warburg's in Vegas.
Yeah, it's really cool because they've got like, this is the table, they're the seats, and then they've got fairy lights up in the trees. And you don't like the camera being on you, do ya? You're being a little pain in the bum, aren't you? Because you just want to run round. But Mummy and Daddy are tired, need to sit down.
They also do hot drinks, so I've got Jen a latte.
Cheers.
So me and Jen were just talking about how cool this is. It's just like a nice setting, social setting to come with your friends. If you've been on places in Europe, their drinking culture is a lot different to the British drinking culture. Never forget when we went to Venice, there was just like basically teenagers stood in the street with like glasses of wine, just having a chat. Yeah, it's just really nice atmosphere. Like in Belgium, the drinking culture is very family friendly. It's good, isn't it? So whenever you go like a pub, you wouldn't usually sit in like a pub and have drinks with kids like sat next to you, but it's kind of just almost encouraged here. You can get a drink like pretty much anywhere and sit with your family while you're having a drink. It's just a different culture.
Yeah, it feels sensible and that's my vibe.
We're not having a drink in the park, lads. We're just sat nice, leisurely having a
it's
drink.
more like a picnic, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like that's how it feels.
Yeah.
You share everyone your new dance? This is a big boy. Wow, you're so good!
Again, we were just talking about what Brussels reminds us of, and I was just saying Rome again, just because it's just roads going everywhere, and it's quite hard to get your bearings. And we just turned the corner and just bumped into that. I mean, look at that. Look at that! We very quickly got onto the fact that it's nice to kind of walk around to specific areas, but you get to the point where you just kind of walk around and you just bump into stuff, which is like a lot of Italian sort of cities. I know this isn't Italian, but that's what it reminds me of. Probably best exploring it by just exploring it.
So we've just come to Hard Rock Cafe. This is just in the Grand Place. You can actually see the Grand Place right from the window here. We're on the second floor, third floor even. We like to book this whenever we go anywhere, as you might have already seen, because it's a nice little comfort blanket, especially if you just kind of get into grips with the local cuisine, which we've kind of dabbled in today. Dexter's having a quick fix of some familiar Disney films, so he feels a bit more at home. We've actually got the diamond menu, so if anyone comes here, I highly recommend this. So it's about 20 quid each, is it?
Yeah.
It's around 20 quid each. £19.60, and you get a main, a dessert, and a drink. And basically for 20 quid in Hard Rock, that's probably gonna be just over a main, but then you're getting a drink. So you essentially get like your drink and your dessert for free. We're not endorsed by Hard Rock. We would take the endorsement, but yeah, it's just really good value.
So we're back at the hotel. We've just got back now. That's Dexter playing with the lights. It's the Best Western near Brussels North Station, so not Central, Brussels North. This room's lovely. I don't know if you've ever stayed in like a... Oh, hello. I don't know if you've ever stayed in a Sofitel, but it's quite similar to that. So hopefully, fingers crossed, it'll be a decent night's stay.